The fascination with building our own items is not something new. If, like me, you had your childhood and youth in the 90s and 2000s, it's quite possible that you have already assembled a computer from scratch or witnessed a friend or relative doing the same. Nowadays, it's even more accessible. Stores already offer a service where you customize everything to your liking, they assemble it and send it to you. However, if you want to experience the process on your own, it's completely feasible. Just do a quick search on YouTube and, in a few minutes, you'll know everything. YouTube, that social network, is a lifesaver for content creators and users alike, and all we ask for is a like on the video to keep producing more and more. The possibility of building your own computer allows you to personalize it to your liking. Is your equipment outdated? No problem, just replace some parts, update the system, sell what is no longer useful, unveil, good as new. However, most products today don't follow this logic. We live in the age of consumption, where we buy something new, use it until it breaks, discard it, and replace it. The same story applies to the world of automobiles. We still see many 1970s Beetles driving around, several Chevettes, some Opalas, and even a Maverick. And regardless of the car brand you prefer, it's always a spectacle to see a well-preserved vintage car. Vintage car enthusiasts won't let this love fade away because appreciating old vehicles is more than just keeping the car in good condition. It's an expression of nostalgia for the days when the car was manufactured, often evoking a simpler time when there seemed to be more freedom. General Motors, Chevrolet for us in Brazil, reflected on the concept of freedom in an innovative project launched in January 2002. According to an article in the New York Times, GM was developing a revolutionary car, the Autonomy, which envisioned the possibility of a modular vehicle with replaceable parts, as easily as an oil change, in their words. However, this concept never materialized. When would a corporate giant deviate from the traditional consumption model, buy, use, discard, and replace? But with the recent wave of popularization of electric cars and the entry of new companies into the automotive sector, a previously rare occurrence, the idea of modular vehicles started to emerge. How transformative are these projects, and which companies are driving this innovation? That's what you'll find out in this video. The concept of modular cars is a novelty, although automakers have been using shared platforms in their gasoline-powered vehicles for some time to reduce costs and accelerate production. In the 1960s, this practice was already common in the American market. Basically, it means they employ a single base to manufacture different vehicles. Volkswagen, for example, uses the MQB platform in 60 distinct models, allowing the Jetta, Polo, Tiguan, and Golf to share a wide range of components. This concept has the potential to lower costs through economies of scale, since producing large volumes of a single component reduces the cost per unit produced. Manufacturers apply this strategy to reduce their expenses and essentially sell more of the same at a higher price. This is not unheard of. We have even produced a video about the growing trend of compact SUVs built on a hatch platform. This is because developing vehicle platforms is extremely costly, requiring a minimum number of sales to be reached before engineering and equipment costs are offset. Unlike combustion cars, electric vehicles, EVs, are much more flexible in terms of customization on a common base. However, creating a modular electric vehicle, EV, is distinct from the platform sharing practice adopted by automakers for some time. Modular EVs are assembled like Lego blocks, where components are designed for the manufacturing of different vehicles or different versions of the same vehicle, which can be assembled according to the manufacturer's or customer's preference. In this way, even the body is modular. You have a single car that can be configured in different ways, open, closed, for people or cargo transportation. Going to the beach on the weekend? No problem, just change a few modules. The closest approach we have today is the use of a trailer or, in the case of pickups, a fiberglass canopy. With modular cars, you won't have to choose between a Gol, a Cervero, or a Voyage. However, of course, not all companies will invest in this type of vehicle. Neither Tesla nor other major automakers have shown great interest in this technology, which opens up space for new companies to conquer an untapped market. And it's about these companies that we will talk about next. i.e., Automotive has decided to take a different route from the majority. The company has developed a unique technology that allows each wheel to operate independently, with its own motor, brake, and steering. The i-Corner technology integrates all vital vehicle components, such as steering, braking, suspension, and powertrain, which are housed within the wheel arch, enabling the platform to remain flat. However, IE is not an electric vehicle manufacturer, nor does it aspire to be. The startup works with modular platforms that can be used in anything from passenger vans to delivery trucks. The company's director commented to Business Insider that building a universal platform, rather than a complete vehicle, is a strategic decision. They can sell to traditional automakers as well as delivery and logistics companies. As reported by Motor Authority, IE has mentioned that there is already significant interest in their platforms, and mass production is expected to begin in 2023. Electric Brands is another company betting on modularity. They began working on the concept in 2018, and according to Business Insider, the brand's model is set to be launched later this year. Known as the id.buzz, it has the ability to transform into 10 different vehicles, essentially being a transformer. Additionally, it features a camper-style module that includes a TV, stove, sink, and sunbathing area. Electric Brands has ensured flexibility even when it comes to the battery aspect. The id.buzz comes equipped with 8 battery modules but has space for up to 24. The use of this additional space depends on the buyer's needs and the duration of their road trips. This strategy has captured consumers' attention, and even major companies have shown interest in this approach. According to an article by The Verge, Apple has expressed interest in investing in or even acquiring a company that works with modular cars, although negotiations did not progress. The company in question is Canoo, which also employs a scalable platform in its vehicles, a modular base similar to Ree's, using a cable-driven steering system for greater flexibility. This new style of electric vehicle seems so promising that even Foxconn, the company that assembles iPhones for Apple, wants to enter the industry. According to CNBC, Foxconn aims to create what they call the Android of electric cars. They have developed an open platform that allows any company to create their own vehicle and leave the manufacturing work to Foxconn. Just like smartphone manufacturers can use the nearly complete Android system and customize it according to their needs, Foxconn wants to do the same with electric vehicles. Therefore, companies are free to decide the chassis of their cars and customize elements such as wheelbase and battery size as they see fit. Reuters reported that in 2020, Foxconn announced plans to form a joint venture with Fiat Chrysler and has an ambitious goal of supplying services or components for 10% of the world's electric vehicles between 2025 and 2027. Speaking of which, Fiat also wanted to join this trend. The Centoventi, presented at the 2019 Geneva Motor Show, is a modular and customizable electric car from Fiat. However, it leans more toward being a customizable car than modular, since the customization options are primarily focused on aesthetics rather than anything else. It's worth noting that Fiat was one of the pioneers in multifunctional cars with its legendary Uno Mill, which served for everything, the unmatched jack of all trades. But that seems to no longer be the case. as the well-known Fiat Toro has prices starting at BRL 114,590 and reaching up to BRL 187,000, without fully delivering on what it claims to do. One of the challenges for the modular car market is that many car enthusiasts identify themselves with specific brands or models, as each automaker has its own unique design style, powertrain, and characteristics. Perhaps modular cars, despite being highly customizable, may not have the same charm as traditional cars. Nonetheless, major automakers can venture into this new market, understanding its potential. According to Kasugi, the Fiat Centoventi is expected to hit the market in 2023 in the form of a subcompact SUV, but unfortunately, it will not be sold in Brazil. Renault is another major automaker that wanted to join this trend with the company's concept car called Morphos, which is rechargeable through induction, has room for additional batteries, and offers some possibilities for body expansion and seat rearrangement to provide more space. Both the Fiat and Renault models are far from being called modular, but it seems they didn't want to miss out on this trend. In this aspect, the Honda Fit could already be considered modular back in the early 2000s. Auto Express reported that, as usual, Renault is expected to launch an electric SUV based on the Morphos in the coming months. However, according to the chief design officer of the Renault Group, the production car will not have the same shape-shifting technology as the concept. But then, will this trend find a place in the market? Or, once again, will industry giants find a way to make this type of project disappear? Certainly, the idea of modular cars is not without challenges, and the development of modular platforms may present some obstacles for manufacturers. The first barrier is the competition in the automotive market, which historically has not been very open to new entrants. While the electric car market may seem like a relatively new territory with new players, established industry names certainly won't make it easy for newcomers. On the other hand, an analysis by Netscribe suggests that modular platforms could accelerate electrification by reducing costs and potentially revolutionizing the architecture of electric vehicles through mass production. And what do you think of these videos with a more technological and futuristic focus here on the channel? Or do you prefer videos more focused on cars and automotive history? Leave your comment down below because I want to bring more content based on what you want to see. And don't forget to check out what the former CEO of Toyota said about electric cars before leaving his position. It seems that things over there didn't quite get resolved. Want to find out what happened? Then click on the video I'm leaving on your screen, give it a like, and subscribe with notifications on because I post videos every day. I'll see you in the next one.